Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name's Ethan Bernard, and in today's video, we're going to be going over some of the stuff that I missed and some of the stuff that you guys actually caught in the Project A trailer after the breakdown I made last week. Now, if you guys haven't seen that breakdown already and you're someone who just, you just want more information about the game, I made a 32-minute breakdown of the 2-minute trailer. First link in the description if you guys haven't already seen it. It is fantastic how much information we were able to pull from such a short trailer, but now we have even more of that information that I failed to cover last week. Now, before we get down into the nitty-gritty of this, let's head into the comment section to see what you guys had to say about the trailer. The game looked finished for me. Why they don't release it? I mean, I heavily disagree with you there, but at the same time, I definitely wouldn't be opposed to a playable version of the game sooner rather than later, so I don't have to keep showing you guys the same 45 seconds of gameplay over and over and over. Look at that guy getting banned from his own game. Worst hacker ever. You know what, Paul? You are the worst hacker I've ever seen. But I gotta admit, I don't spend a whole lot of my time looking at hackers, so you have that going for you. A nice detail you may be interested in. This particular map is set in Russia. Look at the meteor logo at the beginning. It's spelt using the Russian alphabet, which uses the letter P for their R sound. Wait a minute. Huh. How about that? So I guess there is a chance then, if that reigns true, that this map could be set near or in a near future Russia, as they may put it. So that was a good detail. Definitely a nice catch, Matthew. I really appreciate it. The picture on the wall could be a skin preview like the loading screen in League of Legends. Alright, like I said, I've never played League of Legends. However, this is interesting because I did mention in the first video the picture of the wall literally didn't look like anything else. So the fact that it could be a character skin makes a heck of a lot more sense than anything else because it didn't really play into that fantasy art style that everything else in the game has so far. So that was a very good catch, and that is actually a pretty good possibility because I don't really see a character like that in the same lineup as the ones we've seen so far. Alright, now we're getting down into the nitty-gritty of it, okay? This screen right here might have revealed to us how abilities work in Project A. Okay, let me explain. We went over the ability icons, we went over the health bar, and we went over the ammo counter, all of that stuff in the breakdown, but what we did not go over was the icons under the ability images or the counter to the right of the ability images, okay? Now, this could mean a few different things. We're going to get really jumbled up in our words here, and I apologize in advance for that. There's no real organized way to talk about this because we don't know what any of it means yet, but hear me out. Okay, this could mean, in my opinion, one of two things. Either a ability charge system or a fuel bar. Okay, some people think that the fuel low indicator that showed up in one of the gameplay clips is directly correlated to this bar, and this bar actually being a fuel bar, which allows you a limited amount of fuel to use on abilities, presumably per round. I also think it could be an ability charge bar. The bar itself looks to be sanctioned off into different sections, but I don't know if that's just a design choice and that blue light will fill up the whole bar, or if it'll only fill it up piece by piece for an ability charge system. But the ability icons and the stuff under them also indicates that we might be seeing a charge system as well. You can see here there is icons under each ability image, okay? These icons are split up into what looks to be two parts. You can see with one bar, or just a little part of the bar filled up on the right side, that the bottom part of the dash icon has lit up, and it also has gotten a little white spot on it indicating that that ability is ready to be used. Now, I don't know if that's just what the icon will look like when ability is ready to be used. I don't know if that means one of the two dash charges is ready to be used. Like I said, this is all speculation at this point, but it's all stuff to consider. You can see each part looks to be split up into two, so presumably if there's more fuel or more charges on the right side, more parts of those would be lit up, and you just kind of decide where you want to use your fuel in each round. I don't know if you'll be able to refill fuel by killing enemies, or if you just get an allotted amount per round. I'm not sure how that would work. I'm assuming you don't start out with all of it, because that would mean people could use like the offensive abilities and stuff right away. which doesn't make sense, but at the same time, you do have to start out with enough to do something, you know, so there's just a lot going on here. Another possibility is that this bar actually is not sanctioned off into sections. Those little lines you see in the bar don't really mean anything, and the bar can just fill up normally. This would mean the bar would have to be at certain percentages for us to use different abilities, and these icons being split into two might be purely coincidental, and that has nothing to do with the abilities themselves. Obviously, the line that's going through all of this, I think, is just a design element and doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just a kind of how the UI looks. Mind you, I do like the look of that. So there's a lot to go over here, people. I think we're down to definitely it being one of those two things, either it being ability charges or it being a fuel-based system where you have X amount of fuel and you use X percentage to use an ability. I'm not sure how you would attain fuel, if it's like around the map or if you have to complete objectives or kill enemies or stay alive or whatever. It could be time-based, it could be just ability cooldowns. There's just so many possibilities here. But I think we've narrowed it down to either being some kind of fuel bar or some sort of ability charge system. Okay, so for example, if this bar on the right side were filled up about halfway, we could see multiple different icons being lit up, possibly the second parts of those icons also being lit up. Because I believe that once that bottom part of the dash icon lit up, that indicates that we could possibly hold 2 dashes at one time. But at this point, you only have enough fuel or energy for 1. I'm just kind of repeating myself at this point, but you guys get the idea. There's just a whole lot to talk about with that stuff, and I do apologize how kind of jumbled my words are, but that's all we can do at this point. Anyway, guys, Bitex says, and the thing I noticed about the Wind Heroes Orb is that in the first clip, she throws it right where she aimed it. On the second clip with the sniper, it looks like she can control where the orb goes. So maybe if you tap the skill, it goes straight, and if you hold it, you can aim it. Sounds yeet. Alright, I took another look at this, and I honestly think that is kind of coincidental. You can see actually a little line that shows up when they threw it around the corner, but I think that's just kind of a in-development visual glitch, and I don't think that really has any meaning. I think this is a thing where you aim and click, and I don't think there's anything past that. I don't think you can hold it down to control it, because if you look at it in another clip, it just also has that little visual thing, but it doesn't really move away from where she aimed when she originally clicked the ability. So I don't think that's the case with the ability, but that would be pretty interesting to see if that were implemented. Alright guys, I think that's all the new info we have for now. I do have a lot more of speculative content to create, but that's not directly related to the trailer, so I'm not going to go over it in this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. It's free and it helps me out a lot. Look forward to many Project A videos coming in the future, people. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hey naysayers, how y'all been? It's been a minute, but I'm in it to win, and I ain't finished. This is the starting gun, and I'ma run it to the front until I'm #1, son. This is a rhythmic defibrillation, innovative old school to thrill the nation. I've been patiently waiting and building steam, but I'm back with the bounce like a trampoline.